Welcome back to another episode of The Last Call. I'm your host, Shegs. Tonight with me, we've got Tristan, we've got Prince, and then we've got Trey as well with us tonight. These guys, we've been going on for a few weeks now, so you're getting to know some familiar faces, some regulars. These guys will always be on as much as possible. Before we start, please like, comment, subscribe, share on all our platforms, and keep supporting us as we're trying to grow our platform further and further. Today, we're going to be talking to you guys, since we've got a little mini break with the international break, we're going to be talking about our little predictions so far, since we're 7 games in. What are people seeing from the group? What do people think is going to coming towards the end of the season? Who's going to be the top goal scorer, player of the year? So what we've done this weekend, everyone in the group, so we had 11 people voted on this, put in their votes for different topics, which we're going to go through as the conversation goes on. From that, each person might have voted for first place, second place, and third place. From that, they would be awarded points for each place they got, and then I calculated it to get the group consensus, so it averages out within the whole group. Now you guys got a little understanding of how we worked it all out. Let's go straight to it. From after the 7 games, who does the group think is going to be the Premier League top 4? The group's consensus for this was Arsenal finishing top, City finishing second, surprisingly Liverpool finishing third, and Chelsea got a 4th. Now, all the teams have made decent starts to the season, so it's interesting how it came out. But Tristan, Arsenal getting top 4. Before I can even begin there.
Hey, listen, I already said this guy had a 1-match ban. Somehow it got rescinded.
Before I can
Shouldn't
even
have been
begin.
rescinded. It should not have been rescinded.
You gotta give people opportunities, but let me move it on quickly. Let me come to you, Trey. To Arsenal getting top 4, do you think is that recency bias of them getting that first place, or do you think the way they're looking, they're gonna be the title?
I mean, I voted for Arsenal, so I think we can do it. I wouldn't say it's recency bias. Recency bias would be like we've just come out of nowhere, and it's like we've never been close. Look, we finished second for the last 2 seasons. Is it 2 or 3 seasons? 2 seasons. So yeah, I definitely think we have got a good chance this season. We've started. I'd actually say I think if we're talking consistency, we've probably started off the best of the top 4 right now. I would say. Not saying we've been, back, but I'm talking consistency. I think everyone's questioned Liverpool's performances up to now. Everyone's questioned City's performances up to now. I think Arsenal have probably been the most consistent in terms of we turn up to our games and for the most part, we get the job done. Obviously, there was City, there was Liverpool games where I think we could have done a lot better and got better results out of those games. But I don't think that necessarily means we played bad in either of those games, because we didn't. A lot of people say we didn't turn up and play how we should have played in those games. Fair enough. I think that's warranted, and criticism is valid there, but it doesn't mean we played bad. But in fact, I don't think anyone can say we actually played bad against either of those teams. There was the first game against Man U where people were saying we played bad. I don't think we played bad. It was the first game of the season. Every team, you're still trying to pick up the pace at that point. You've got new players in the team, just coming off pre-season and whatnot. So, not really counting that result. I'm taking it with a pinch of salt. But yeah, man, I think it's very fair to say that we have a very strong chance of winning the league right now. If we're going off current performances and current form, like I said, I think we are the most consistent. The other teams who would be challenging or will be challenging, they don't look like they're up to speed yet. So why wouldn't I place my bets on Arsenal right now? We've been good for the last 2 seasons. A couple of things go differently. We pick up points against the West Ham, the Forest, or whatever it is, last season, and we could have been the champions last season. Yeah, I think it's fair.
I completely understand. I'll come over to you, Prince. Where Chelsea are based in that top, at the bottom of the top 4 coming forward. Do you think that's a good reflection on Chelsea, or do you think Chelsea should be higher up in the group consensus?
No, listen, look, as a biased Chelsea fan, I want to save my chest that we're going to win the Prem. Obviously, as this Prem has started, maybe I have to calm down a little bit, but I think it's realistic for us to be top 4. Obviously, being world champions and stuff like that. But yeah, I think top 4 for us is a step in the right direction. I would say that we're ahead of trajectory as well because of how bad it's been and to where we are now. I think we're in a good spot. And then coming off the break, just beating Liverpool, it shows that we can compete with everyone in the league. Liverpool is the best team in the Prem, aside from Arsenal. and obviously City. Yeah, I said to you before, I'm not worried about playing these big teams, and Liverpool showed that in that games. Yeah, I think top four is realistic for us. Obviously, we've been a bit, I don't know what the word is, maybe, I won't say hot-headed with the red cards and stuff. Maybe that's something that we need to iron out. And then Maresca getting that one in the last game kind of makes it feel a bit like, well, yeah, I think top four is a respectful thing for us. And as Arsenal, finishing top four is a big achievement, right? Arsenal guys? No?
Bro, the guy drawing
No?
us out.
Okay, interesting.
We're like 5 minutes in and he's already
Interesting.
drawing us out, man.
Anyway, but no,
No,
listen,
it's
look,
cool. It's cool.
top four for us, for me, that's a good place to be. We're still building. A lot of our team is very young, and we're not the finished article yet. So to be fourth to the three teams that I've mentioned, City, Arsenal, Liverpool, I've got no problem with that. I'm happy with the current setup, and we're only going to improve, in my opinion. We're only going to get better. The squad has shown flashes of balance, and it's shown flashes of what it can be. So once it all comes together, I think, yeah, over the next couple of seasons, we'll be able to progress higher. But fourth is good with me.
Looking at the four teams for myself, easy would be the four teams that I think I had for myself. But I think within the group and within football in general, essentially bias kills me because the fact I can understand being behind Arsenal, Arsenal's done, but even in some of the groups answers, some didn't even have Liverpool in it. I feel a lot of recency bias ago. Yes, we lost 2 games, but it's only 2 games. We definitely needed the international breaks, but it's only 2 games. I'm only 1 point off first. But I feel like the drop, a lot of the boys in the group and a lot of people in football in general are counting Liverpool out over being 1 point behind first. So I'm like, it's a lot of recency bias that I think just this period will tell us a lot, in my opinion. Like, because you have now, once you come back, I think so maybe not this period because there's another international break again. Like, how many international breaks do you need? But this period from now to about Christmas will really shape the season. Like, you will see I think by the time we get to December, we'll know who's really challenging. Like, who's really challenged for the league, whereabouts people are gonna be by then. So I think Liverpool should be third, or as a prediction, no, but it happens sometimes. But coming to you, Tristan, most of the group had these 4 teams: Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Chelsea, in different orders. Someone even had Chelsea top. I won't say names. You had a couple of different, couple of wide.
Please, no, please share names. Share names. Who had Chelsea top?
Who had the Chelsea top?
I believe that was Ola. Yeah, I see
Okay.
that one.
Okay,
That
fair
did make
enough.
me chuckle.
So that might be, you got to back your team, I guess.
I respect it. No, I respect it.
Looking outside these 4 teams, do you think anyone else has a chance to like crash it and make the top 4, whether it's Spurs, Newcastle, even someone like a Bournemouth?
I feel like Spurs have an opportunity to crash the top 4. I don't feel like Chelsea's spot is certain, if I'm being completely honest with you. When looking at both of their squads and then the manager and how they are potentially going to deal with the competitions that they're in as well, I feel like Tottenham potentially have a little bit in them to go that little bit further, just because of how Thomas Frank is able to play the game rather than the occasion. You know, I feel like they'll upset a couple of people this year, man. It will be interesting to see what happens. But there are definitely a few teams outlying that are in with a shout. I would like to say this year is very open.
Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting. I feel, especially still likely, we might have another spot that makes that Champions League. So it's still going to be very interesting race come the end of the season to see what teams are still in there. Like, even teams that may not have started so well, like a Villa, maybe they start making their way back up. Even United having the week breaks, and the European football might start catching up. Hey, look, European football might catch up with other teams, and they're getting a week in between every
Agreed.
game. Like, that could be a thing that could help them come the end of the season.
I mean,
I think it's still open in the air.
You say that, Shegs, and it's a very good point because, you know, at the moment, I think most teams have been okay when it comes to like injuries and whatnot. But when they start creeping in over the season, you know, the international breaks, company with European games for let's say the teams that are actually playing in Europe, when all of these things start to factor in, you know, Carabao Cups and whatnot, that's when the league will really start to shape up, in my opinion. I think, are we seeing Konate's injured? I heard this morning. I don't know how, I haven't fact checked it, but
I don't know the details.
But I don't think that's serious. I think you'd have heard something if it was like proper serious. It might just be one of them, like, just get him back. And
fair.
it'll be good for the weekend.
That's fair enough. But even still, it's a reality that the top teams in the top 6 now are going to face injuries. It's inevitable. It happens every season. It's not something you can avoid, and that affects the flow of a team. It's just a fact. Yeah, I think. Obviously, it's still very, very early to say what's going to happen by the end of the season. There's months to go. But I do think this period running up to Christmas now is going to be an interesting one now because, things are starting to take a little bit of shape now. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
It will be. I think the race will really hot up as we start to go. So, it'll be interesting to see. Moving on to our next topic, prediction that the group made, the Golden Boot. And this was probably the slam dunk of the week. Every single person that voted had 11 votes. Or for people voting, Haaland, everyone had Haaland first. So hands down, everyone's thinking Haaland is going to win the Golden Boot. After that, though, it was a wild different range of nominees. There was Salah, Semenyo. I think there was some people had Gokore, some people had Ekatike, Isak. And there was a variety of names. But coming behind Haaland in our voting, Salah and Semenyo both finished joint second place in the points, but Salah edges it out due to having more second place votes than Semenyo. If I come to you, Prince, is Haaland's lead already? Is it too big? He's already scored 9 goals. Semenyo's got 6, but is Haaland's lead already too big? And is he gonna go break the record again?
Yeah, do you know what? Like 9 is a really strong buffer, but I feel like we're used to seeing Haaland start off a season like this, where he goes and bags a few goals early on and gets a good lead. But let's not be too hasty. I'm still sticking with the fact that Haaland's probably going to get Golden Boot, but seasons can shift, and we've seen Haaland go through them little patches of nothing, and when he doesn't score, it's a bit like, oh, what's going to happen next? So if that's the case, I think I had Salah second on my list. I know he's only got 2 goals this season, but my reasoning is the minutes, and obviously he takes penalties and stuff like that. I feel like when things maybe start to flow a bit more freely for Liverpool, I could see Salah just popping up with goals left, right and centre. Again, you've got Isak and Ekatike around him who probably want to take a lot of those goals as well. But yeah, Salah's sort of been there and done it. I feel like it'd be too early to write him off out the race, but Haaland on 9 already is just like, wow. Like, it's just doing Haaland things, like, do you know?
He's definitely come on strong this year. I think he's starting to take the thing of, I'm the main man of City now. Where De Bruyne's left, you had like some of the other big players, like Edison's gone now, Gundogan's left. Like, he's took on that, I'm going to be the guy now. I need to be the guy. And I think Pep's changed as well. Like, just like that goal he scored against Brentford, when it's just like, put me down the channel, I'm going to bully my way. I'm just going to bully my way and get a goal.
But even just adding, even add on to that, like, even the other goals he scored previously, like, they're pure finishes, man. Like, he's a finisher. And you get him in that area, he's gonna score. Like the goal against Arsenal, it was like a pure finish again. I know it was a counter touch, but
it's a good
striker.
I just feel
like
striker goal.
He's a great striker, and he does what he does. Like, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see if Salah can come and upset things.
For me personally, I don't think this year is Salah's year. I don't think he can do it, especially with AFCON. He literally is gonna miss from like December to. So that's why I didn't have him in the thing, because I just think he ain't started off. If he had started off well and was already on like 6 to 9 goals, where I go, cool, maybe in that period Haaland doesn't score, but it's like, well, he's already got to catch up. It's just like, and then he'll miss about a month. I don't see a way where he somehow, unless he goes on a crazy goal scoring run. I think this might not be the season. This might be the season of
possible
just chipping with a good 15 goals and like 10 assists. Like, just it keeps it fit. Maybe this might be the year we slow down. But coming to you, Tris, Semenyo died off a house on fire. Do you think it's sustainable, or do you think he's just got this hot patch and it's just on one?
Only time will tell, man. Only time will tell. But at the moment in time, he's enjoying his football and he looks phenomenal. Like, absolutely phenomenal. I think he's been linked with a couple of top teams as well. Like, I think it goes without mention. He's literally doing whatever he wants at the moment. It's a joy to watch. To be honest, I don't feel like we should. I feel like we should just enjoy what we see. Don't put no pressure on him. He's playing at Bournemouth. He's not expected to do too much. Just let him enjoy his football and see what he can do. This could be the way he started at this moment in time is phenomenal. Like, it could be a dream season for him, man. So we have to just wait and see. But I think he'll be up there coming at the end of the season. I think that makes sense.
No, it's definitely started like a house on fire. And I think when players just hit that kind of like, this is their time, that they've just got this energy that it's like, okay, yeah, hey, I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm pride. I didn't put him in. That's what I'm like, I can't put him in, because if I put him in, it's gonna flop. So I'm just like,
Do you
I'm
know
keeping
what?
him off there.
Yeah.
But
Do you know what I like
Go
about
on.
Semenyo? I think we saw it against, was it Liverpool? He actually plays with no respect. He just plays.
Yeah.
Like whatever defense he comes up against, it's just like, cool. That's it. Like, there's no, I'm playing
There's a
Liverpool
real hunger
today.
about him.
Real proper hunger. It's like, you watch him and he's playing as if he is playing for that move. Well, he's not in a bad way. I don't mean that in a bad way, but he's like, you know, he knows eyes are on him and he's performing. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I really like about him, and that is, I mean, I put him in my top 3 as well. Not in the top 2, but he was in my top 3, and I think it's for that reason. Like he's playing with, like you said, the hunger. Like he's just there. He is the outlet for his team, and he knows it. So he's being that. You know what I mean? He's filling the boots. So yeah, I'm, you know, just as a football fan, I'm actually really excited to see what happened, what comes of him this season. And then ultimately, where will the big move, where will that be to? Hopefully it's my team. I'd love to have him at Arsenal, honestly. But again, I think anyone in the top 6 would have him right now. Couldn't see him going to a Liverpool. I think they've already bolstered their attack. But could I see him going to an Arsenal or Chelsea? Yeah, 100%.
We could do with another left winger.
You let's sit this on out. But yeah, man, Semenyo, he's an exciting player. Really, really exciting.
Nah, I can't. Yeah, we can't wait. Like he's definitely by the end of the season, he's moving the way he's playing, pace. I know you hate that term, but the pace and power. But like, it's just such a it's so direct. As soon as he gets going, it's like you can't do nothing. Like, and he can move it left, right. It don't matter. It's just there, and like every shot is like it's got venom in it. To like
venom,
there's
proper
just
power,
a real venom to the way he plays. But moving on to our next prediction, which out of 11 votes and 9 had this manager as the next one to get sacked. He's only literally just coming in September, and now the manager of Forest only just coming in September, but they haven't won any of their 7 games he's been in charge. They've conceded 12 goals where their main strength last season was their defense. They had a solid defense that barely ever conceded. If this continues, even though he's only had 7 games, do you think like him getting sacked again, Trey, would that be too soon, or is it like the changes already, like you already need to go back to the way it was trained?
I mean, you know, I'm just speaking again personally. I didn't vote him as my next manager to be sacked. That's not saying I don't think he'll get the sack. I think he leaves by getting the sack. It's not going to be because he done so well and it's time to move on. He will get the sack at some point because their current form, it just shows it's terrible, absolutely terrible. Defensively, they've been poor, and it doesn't even look like it's one of those. Maybe it's just phase type of thing because we saw how poor Spurs were under him defensively. So there's a common denominator here, and it clearly is the manager and the way he plays his system. But I don't think he'll be the next manager to get sacked. I think we'll probably see Wolves manager go from before that. I was actually looking at his history of management, his numbers, and I think the last team he was playing for managing was Al Shabab, and he only, what is it, 34 games? And then before that, I can't remember the team it was before that, but it was only like 30 games. And he's already coming up on his 30th game for Wolves now. So I think personally, he'll probably be going next. But yeah, I think it is just a matter of time for Ange. Time's ticking for him. I think most people know it. Just thinking back though, or sort of in hindsight, it would be very easy to vote for Ange just because we know what Evangelos is like. He knows what he wants. And I think he's not scared to pull the trigger on a manager. Like if it's time to go, it's time to go. So that's the only reason why I would say Ange could probably go next. Although I do think it'll be Wolves manager if their form continues.
Yeah. Speaking on that though, that Wolves, who do you think they'll get? Like there's not many out there. Like where could they even go from there? Do you think? Like there's not many out there unless they go maybe pluck a manager from the Championship.
I think that's probably what they have to do.
Nuno's gone, so it's like where are they gonna pick out a manager?
I really don't know, and you'll probably hear shouts like a Graham Potter, but would they go and bank on Potter when he's just been sacked from the team that's sitting right above them in the league right now in the bottom? You know what I mean? The bottom 3, probably not. Honestly, I don't know, but you're right that the options.
I feel like they're
gonna
stick it out
right
longer.
Now.
That's why I'm like, with the way that Wolves are, I feel like they're gonna stick because like if you look at their performances, they're bottom, but it's because I feel like they're missing. They got no more bite. They've just kept losing players, but they weren't like they're not like a Brighton or a Bournemouth who's like, okay, we lose a player, but we'll replace it. The next man's up, like the next person is up. Like they kept losing players, and then it was like there was no one. Now they've got no bite. Since Pedro Neto left, it was like they have no. This person is going to move in like a year or two. They have none of that. It's just everyone's okay, but the performances have been bad. They just don't have any there's nothing.
Yeah.
It's just like they're all okay players.
Yeah, but
No.
that means they're either going to need to dive into the transfer window in January. That's one way to do it. Nothing changes. If we're saying it's no bite, while I agree, it sort of takes let's say Cali off the manager a little bit, and it's more about how the team playing together and whatnot, and the players that they have at their disposal. It means they're going to have to go into the January transfer window. But I don't know. I actually think it's probably more likely that they lose their manager and get a replacement there than they go on a shopping spree. Which who are they really going to get player wise as well that can really turn this around for them? And you were talking about another 3 months time. What can actually happen in that time? Like they could fall so far, it's just like it's unsavable. So I think their manager will go pretty soon, if I'm being honest.
I think the next one's
I think-
important. But going back to the
Oh, sorry, I was just going to say, I think with Wolves as well, like over the last few seasons, they've kind of put this philosophy in place of like a Portuguese European contingent, and like I think they're slowly breaking away now. And I can see, obviously, it follows on to our relegation talk, but if they do potentially get relegated, I can see a whole rebrand happening because, yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at that Wolves setup now, and I'm like, what they had going for them. And like you said, Shakes, they do play some good football at points, and they don't really have bite, but they are also relying on Larson to be a big performer for them. And they've got a few guys that have been around the squad for a little while. I just feel like their time has kind of come, and I can't see a manager coming in and fixing that. You're going to need a big refresh, a rebrand over there.
Trying again.
And yeah, it'll be tough. It will be tough.
I definitely will be. But just going back to the Ange, like this is one of them things where I'm like, football ego just gets in the way of some owners. It can be managers at times, it could be players, because it was like for Forest, there was no reason for you to sack Nuno. They started off the season all right. I think I can't remember if I'm correct, but it's not like they'd been beaten every game, but they started off the season as last season, like they're in games, maybe they win a game, but it's like the guy got you European football.
Yeah.
Best finish in years. Like the team is built for him. He knows the players love him, the players want to play for him. But it's like this thing where, I think I've said this before, owners get to a point or they see success and it's like, okay, now we can't play that brand of football. We've got to try and be expansive. It's like, but that's not what got you to the party. What got you to the party was defensively solid and then moving forward. So Prince, if I must say, was like, will we see this change that Forest made? That's probably the worst decision of the season, depending where they finish up or end up.
Absolutely. Look, let's have it right. When the season started, I think everyone can agree here that we probably thought Forest would do more of the same that they did last season. Be difficult for teams to score against, like us to score against them. And yeah, even just the whole dismissal just seemed personal to me. It seemed like a personal thing. And then it seems like he's gone and got his mate who finished 17th last year. I think that just tells you all you need to know. If you're going to go and recruit a manager that took a bigger side to 17th, regardless of Europa League or Europa, whatever it was, because let's have it right, that was a poor Europa League display from both sides that were in that final. If you go and take the manager that finished 17th in the Prem and you're expecting him to bring his brand of football and make you guys considerably better, I think you're lost. And I feel that the decision to dismiss Nuno was personal and he's just gone and signed his mate. That's what I feel. And now we're sort of seeing how, like, you can't be expecting someone like Ange. You can't be expecting someone like Ange to come in this part of the season, bring his brand of football, and it's going to work. I don't think so. No way.
Yeah.
Go on, Trey.
Do you know what, Prince? It's actually I think you're 100% right. Like, you hit the nail on the head. It's like the only team he's managed in the Premier League, he took them to 17th. Like a team that we all expect to be finishing top 6, took him to 17th. And, Nottingham Forest. Where did Nottingham Forest finish? Was it 6th last season? Or was it?
I think so.
No,
it was
like
definitely top 8.
8.
So, yeah.
It was definitely top
No,
8.
surely not.
Because they're Europa League.
They were top of the table. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ideally, you want to be building on that, breaking into the top 6, maybe even top 5, and then you go and get a manager that took a top 6 team, additional top 6 team to 17th place or whatever it was, 15th. That's insane. That actually is an insane decision to make, and it does make you question: it's your friend, it's your mate, or is that sort of like an indication of how poor the manager market is right now?
I don't think it's the poor manager market. I feel like Ange's definitely spoken his way into that position. Like them two are mates, innit? So they've definitely had a couple like dinners or whatever, and he's obviously a good talker. That's probably how he got his way into the Tottenham job.
Anti-bribery and corruption.
Yeah, I mean, if it works for you, man, if it works for you, man, a couple brown envelopes here and there, man, why not? But yeah, man, that whole Forest situation is stinky, man. They should have. I don't know. Obviously, it's like Prince was saying that they meant to a certain place and are playing a particular brand of football. Why not look for a manager in a similar vein? There's enough of them that do it. It's just, it's wild. It's completely wild.
Yeah, but I also think it's when you look at it, he also went aside Edu, who was getting Arsenal to a point, but they didn't get to a point. But now it's like, I think that's the thing. Edu has this in his head, this style that he wants to play, or wants the players or the managers to play, which now I also think it's affecting where he's in the ear of the owner saying, we need to play like this, like we need to get out. But look how much Arsenal, even though they haven't won anything, he left about 2 years ago, and look how much closer they've gotten.
Yeah.
The players they're now bringing in are like very much fit in the systems. Like, but why are you bringing someone that wasn't really wanted at our top clockers? Why would you leave Arsenal to go to? You don't leave Arsenal to go to Forest.
That sounds pretty Edu-esque. Signing people that he then admits he didn't even want.
Nice.
That's very
Like,
Edu.
I don't think apparently Nuno didn't want Douglas Luiz because he was like, he don't suit my style. Like, he's not a player, he's not a midfielder that suits my style. But he's like, Edu has it. I've heard some other things. Maybe it's not for this things of like the type where they're getting the players from. So, but why listen to? Because the thing is, if you're at Arsenal or you're a director of Arsenal, the only clubs you should be going for, let's say real, is be like, I'm going to go get a Real Madrid job. Like Real Madrid want me to become their director, or Barca want me to become a director. You don't leave Arsenal and then normally go to a team like that's lower than you. That's not the way. It's like you go up, you want to go up. So that tells me Arsenal wasn't really bothered about having you, but then you've took him on. Now you're taking on a manager that finished 17th. It's like you're taking off people that you're not trying to. It's not like they're going, sorry, Nuno, we don't want you because we're gonna go get Ariola that's coming up with. It's like you'd be like, okay, we get it. They're going places like, look what he's done. It's like you're going to get the manager that was 17th in the league. That's just one. Yeah, we're gonna.
So it seems like a lot of poor decision making or incompetence. That's what it looks like, at least. Hopefully it is that,
just
and not something
personal
worse.
to me. It just seems personal. Like, and think for the morale of the squad. Sorry, back to Ange. Like, think of the morale of the squad now. Like, they actually love Nuno by the looks of it. They seem that they love Nuno to me, and then just to go and do this, it just seems too wild. I'm worried for Forest. Obviously, I don't expect them to be in the bottom half, but I'm concerned if they're not going to pick up results. Obviously, we face them next as well. Prior with Nuno, I'd be worried. Right now, I'm not worried.
I would love for a slip. I would love for a slip. The potential is there.
Hey, we're coming on head loss.
I'll be here, don't worry. I'll be here.
12:30. Some players are going to be. Have you got 12:30 kickoff?
Yeah, we got 12:30 kickoff. Yeah.
Hey, some players might be flying back from Argentina and Brazil. They might not touch that again.
Don't worry about that.
Hey, that's it. I hate them 12:30 after internationals.
Nah, the display I've seen of Forest, my concern is not there. I'm not concerned.
Let's move on to what is the most prestigious award of the year at the end of the year, the PFL Player of the Year. Last season was won by Salah for I think it was third or fourth time. However many he's done. So out of the group, the consensus was Haaland again. But I think we all think mostly because if City are going to do anything, Haaland is going to be at the top of that. Like, if City are going to do anything, Haaland is going to be at the top of that. But backing him up, second and third place, 2 Arsenal players. Rice from the second, and Saka was third in our group. In terms of where we think who will be Player of the Year. Hey, that's a group. This was probably the most decisive votes. There was a lot of votes everywhere. We had some honourable shouts for Palmer was in there. We had some Eze, Gabriel, Caicedo got a couple votes. So Semenyo got a couple votes. This was the most up and down. There was quite spread out, but those were the 3 that came out at the top. Now, in terms of Arsenal, who do you think is most important right now, Tristan? Rice or Saka? In terms of who's going to be the most important for this answer.
Season? Sorry, I'm excited. Let me sit up because I'm excited.
I feel. Do you know what? I feel like that's very difficult. Well, with the squad that we have right now, I would say Rice is more pivotal to our squad than Saka, just because of obviously having Madueke. Yeah. However, Saka is definitely going to be the deciding factor whether we are able to push forward, because obviously he's the man that everything comes through. You know, goals, assists, everything. Like attention. He's probably one of our most pivotal players. And obviously last year we felt not having him. So that's a difficult one to say. I'll be honest. Yeah. Personally, my pick this year was Saka to win it this year, but we have to wait and see. Obviously, I'm not too sure about Haaland. Man City don't look like they're going to be doing what they're supposed to be this year anyway. But we have to wait and see, man. Hopefully, Saka's able to pick it up because I would love to see that.
Trey, coming to you, similarly on the Arsenal front, do you think these two are the ones that if Arsenal go do something in the league, that it's going to be between them, or maybe there's another player in the Arsenal team that might get the votes instead? Like, me personally, I think if Arsenal go do strong, I think it might be one of the defenders, because Arsenal, their goal defense is big, but they don't score loads. It's their defense that makes that, like, they can win games 1-2-0 over and over again. So for me, I do think it might be a defender, but you feel any different, or you think it's just between these two in terms of who's going to might get player of the year if Arsenal do well?
See, for me, so both of those players again were actually in my picks, Saka and Rice, and that's because I think the person who wins the player of the year will probably be playing for the team who wins the league, and I've put Arsenal to win the league, so it only makes right. City won the league. I think Haaland wins it because he'll probably win Golden Boot. It only makes sense. To answer your question, again, there's so many hypotheticals here, and you know what I mean, that we have to or theoreticals that we have to put into place. That if Arsenal were to win the league, I think there could be a few shouts for our player this season. It could be player of the year, it could be Saka, it could be Rice, it could be Raya. The guy's had how many clean? I know we obviously is taking into account that season, but we can't discount the fact he has been incredible, really, for the past few seasons. Been Golden Glove winner for the past two. He's on track to win it again if we're looking at trajectory right now. So you could throw him in it. And then obviously there's Gabriel and Saliba at the back. I think that's probably who you're alluding to there, Shegs, who could also be in with a shout. I've picked Saka as my top one. Again, this is hypothetically if Arsenal were to win the league. I think his PR is just too high. Like, I just think it's too high. I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. I think if we
Rice's
win it,
PR is not high enough.
Who's that?
I agree.
What's that?
Rice.
Rice's PR
honestly,
yeah, no,
high
I
enough.
agree. I don't think
when
Rice.
When it counts the most, he always steps up. Every time you need,
100%.
when I watch Arsenal
agree.
in the big games, I'm always like, I know Rice, Saka as well, but it's like Rice will always have a good game. When them big games come about, you never see him
He'll
falter.
pull through.
You never see him having he's always there. Like,
Facts.
he'll either be there make the tackle, make the box, or even now get the assist. He's always, when the big games matter, he always steps up. I think because he's not flashy.
His
that's
game
the
is
thing. He's not
Rice's
flashy.
game is improved crazy. Yeah, nah. Rice's game is improved drastically in literally all areas. Like, in my opinion, literally all areas. So yeah,
Honestly,
I
it annoys me
completely
the
agree with
comparisons
you.
he gets.
Yeah, it's insane.
What's that?
I definitely agree with you where I don't think his PR is high enough.
You heard.
But I just think
What'd you say?
Saka's is that high.
You punk. I didn't even hear you as well. Sorry, Chase. This guy's having a personal conversation with me.
There's only one person who's riled up after that.
I thought I heard something silly come out of his mouth, but I was unsure. Sorry, Trey. Continue.
Some crazy comparisons with Rice, man. Some crazy ones. But yeah, no, like, I just think if we win the league, I do think it would be out of Saka and Rice. I just think across the league and just football, I think Saka is a pretty respected player. So yeah, I just think he would take it. But I wouldn't be surprised at all if Rice was to win it as well. But like I said, I think it weighs heavy on who wins the league. Haaland will win it if City won the league, because no doubt he'll be top goal scorer. He'll win Golden Boot. It's like, who else? Do you know what I mean? You can't go and give it to, unless a player like Semenyo has literally a record-breaking season for Bournemouth or something like that, where he does something absolutely insane. I can't see it being anyone outside of the winner of the league. And then, yeah, it will be the standout player, or again, the player with the most PR for that team, in my opinion. So, yeah.
As you were saying, what's moving on from there is, do you think, let's say Arsenal going to win the league, because Arsenal's like, as you see them, they're like a team collective. They don't have anyone that's like scores goals and scores 30 goals.
Yeah.
And they're very good defensively, so they keep clean sheets. Someone may go, okay, they're a team. There's no amazing, obviously Saka is the attacking stand-up, but like even the last few seasons, it's not like he's scoring like 20, 30 goals. It gives you like 10 goals, 15. and 10, 15 goals, about 10 assists. But could you see someone else winning player of the year? For example, like a Haaland, if City end up finishing second, he goes and smashes, like, goes 35 goals. Or even someone, like I said, like a Samir, someone else coming in, even though Arsenal win the league, but someone else has an amazing individual season.
Well, yeah, no, look, I had Haaland as my number one. Maybe I misinterpreted the question, but it's player of the year. If Haaland goes and bags 40 plus goals in the Prem, for me, that's the player of the year. Yeah, maybe I misinterpreted the question, but I thought it was player of the year. And if Haaland scores 40 plus goals in the Prem, for me, that's the player of the year. Arsenal can win the Prem, and that's fine. Like, I'm no problem with that. But I based it in my mind off who is the player of the year. I think individual excellence deserves recognition, even if a team finishes second. So, and I don't think you can ignore 30 plus goal seasons from players. So I'm not sure what the stipulation is for player of the year, though. I didn't realize that players won it based off the fact that they won the Prem. I just thought it was based off the individual brilliance of the player. So maybe I misinterpreted, but maybe you'll have to tell me the last few seasons who won it each year, because I don't know. You said Salah won it last year. Who won it the year before that?
I think Haaland, was it Haaland or Rodri?
For me, yeah, like
And it's not a
Haaland's-
rule. It's not a rule that it's the team. The team, a player from the team who wins the league. I've seen that's usually the case. It's usually the case that unless, like you said, someone has a really good standout, like, individual season, chances are the player that wins it is usually playing for the team that won the league.
Phil Foden won it the year before.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, no, off the back of that, for me, I had Haaland as number one, but I also had Rice as number two. And similar to what you said, maybe his PR is not as strong as Saka, but I just feel that Rice is so pivotal to Arsenal's everything, everywhere in the pitch, that for me, if it's not Haaland based off of his individual brilliance, then it has to be Rice based off of what he does week in, week out. Like you said, Saka has it probably more so tough where he gets doubled up out wide. He's not given the license maybe that he once was just to go and destroy teams on his own. But Rice has developed into such a monster now that, for me, if it's not Haaland, it's got to be Rice. Like, Rice is, for me, it's Rice.
I'm surprised this guy ain't
I'll
saying
be interested.
Caicedo.
Don't be mentioning Caicedo and that. I never compared these guys. I would never compare.
Hey, read you like a book.
Listen, no, I would never compare
I know a couple
ball-winning
people put it in.
midfielder with a box-to-box midfielder. That's just not something I do.
Hey, well, we've got some eyes daggers coming on at some people, but yeah.
But this is it, man.
All right, it'll be interesting to
Caicedo
see
could
who
never
does
do what
come out with
Rice
that player of
does.
the year. There might be a couple of surprises. There could be a couple of surprises, like no
It just
Liverpool
makes
players
no
were
sense.
mentioned, City players none. You never, other than Haaland. We'll see how it plays out as we get closer to the season. All right, let's move on to the next topic. Our dark horse of the season. This is the team we all think is going to surprise everyone. We've all watched the first 7 games. The team started like a house on fire. Like, we all thought they might struggle after losing basically their whole back four, but the manager's got them ticking. He's got them still back in. They've got an attacker that's in the form of his life. Like, Bournemouth's early performances have shown like they're going to be competitive, and it looks like they're finally kind of ready to make that push so they can get secure European football for like a season. So they got, out of the votes that we had, Bournemouth had 5 out of the 11 votes, and it was split between another team. Everton had another 3, and then Palace came with 2 votes. So these 3 teams are who people are thinking that are going to be the surprises of the season and do something really well. So coming to you, Trist, do you back that Bournemouth are going to be able to continue these performances, or is it just an early season like hot streak?
No, I believe in Areola. He's the truth. He's been doing this. He's continuing from last season, so I feel like this is only going to continue. Obviously, they'll have their difficulties if they pick up injuries and that sort. But I definitely think this is a trend. They are leaps and bounds ahead. You know, the way the team operates is they function like a prop. They have a team unity, man. They will be within a shout this year. I believe it will continue.
Prince, come to you. You had a different vote. You thought Everton. What do you think between the two teams might be the differences or the things that you think they're both going to succeed well in and been able to be those dark horses?
Yeah, from the jump, from the start of the season, I had Everton as my dark horse, and I feel like they've lived up to what I've been saying. They've been performing well. But with Bournemouth, like, I don't know, I think it's too early with Bournemouth. I don't know where all this is. Like, they're playing well. Don't get twisted. And Areola's embedded a style that's like whatever. But I just think it's still a bit early to be saying that they're going to be pushing European spots. Like, what's all that about? Well, I don't know where that's come from. Like, again, they perform well in games and stuff, but I see this with Brighton last season. I feel like they're just on that spell of where they can get results and Semenyo's firing. But when Semenyo, or if Semenyo falls off for a patch, I'll be intrigued to see how they perform then, because I wouldn't like to say that
Maybe
they're
a Brook steps
challenging
up.
or anything
Maybe
for
a Clivert
European
steps
spots or
up.
anything like that.
You know, their team's full of people that can change a game.
I like Clivert. I'm yet to see Evan Nilsson fall into where he's supposed to be as well. Like, he's been their striker
True.
for a little bit now. I'm yet to see what the fall is with him. But yeah, I compare Bournemouth to Brighton last season, where they're going to be dangerous in games, but I wouldn't be surprised if they finish in and around where Everton do. So that's my take on it, to be honest.
Yeah, no, but I could see. Come to you, Trey. I always think of dark horses like these are the teams like this season you don't want to play. Like, you know, like last season was probably Forest. It was like anytime you saw anyone saw Forest, it's like, well, we don't want them. Like this season, they just got that thing. So out of the teams that we spoke about, that was voted for, Bournemouth, Palace, Everton, like, to you, which one is the one that you're like, if we're going to their ground or they come to us, I don't want to see them to see it. I don't want nothing to do with
If
them.
we're talking about those three, I would actually say Palace. If I'm being honest, Palace have looked really good. Obviously, they went on a nice unbeaten run. They were hard to score against, and yeah, they just look like they look hungry as well this season. I definitely hear what Prince was saying. Like, if Semenyo does stop firing, will Bournemouth struggle to score goals potentially? There's other teams that have scored more goals than them this season. Palace are one of them as well. Oh, that's right. I think they've got a better goal difference or whatnot. But yeah, I would say, just for myself supporting Arsenal, Palace is one of those grounds right now where I'm sort of thinking that it will be a tough game when we do come up against them. But I do also think Bournemouth will be that way as well. Like I said, the manager's got on fire and they're playing decent football, and they've played a couple of the top teams already and given a good game. They gave Liverpool a really good game.
Very good game.
So yeah, I think out of those, I definitely do think Bournemouth or Palace definitely comes a couple of the teams where they're not going to make it easy for anyone this season. We've seen it already.
Yeah, the league is stacked. Like, there's so many teams. Like, even the ones we're talking about, it could be another one that comes and just says, "Nah, well, this is our year to challenge." Like, it's gonna be interesting to see how the chips fall and how every team goes. Leading on from that, which kind of moves on smoothly to who the group had as like the consensus manager of the season. Pretty much everyone at Iriola is gonna be the manager of the season. I think that comes from a basis that if they keep performing the way they're performing, it's going to be hard to go after losing your whole back four, basically, like your strength, even losing their keeper as well. So basically redoing it if they finish in a higher position as they're looking to, for everyone, it probably will be him to be manager of the season. Then coming in second, we had Arteta from the group, and then in third slot, which kind of tells me also that would be more on who, if they go win the league, that's what it's going to be about. For me personally, if Slot manages to turn this around, even though I don't think it's going to turn it around, but if he manages to go on another season and win the league again in his second season, having changed that many players, that puts him in a good spot to be the manager of the season, because right now everyone got Liverpool, like the wheels are falling off or something, or can't get right. When it's like, it's still early. So if he manages to get the guys playing, get them moving the right way, and they somehow they'll go on to win the league, I think that kind of puts him in a nice place. But to you, Tristan, Arteta goes and wins the league. Does that go and cement his like Arsenal? Like, I've got it now. Like, I get a legacy. I've got my legacy at Arsenal.
Sorry, if he wins, that means of course it cements his legacy. I feel like at this moment in time, we're starving for trophies, man. Anyone that comes in and delivers us a major trophy will probably have at least, like, they'll go down in folklore. Whether they'll become a legend
good
or
word
not
there,
is a different. Behave yourself, man.
good
Behave
word.
yourself. Not even, man. You're gonna feel it real soon, man. Trust me. I look forward to seeing it, bro. Yeah, man. We'll talk about that later. But anyway, he will definitely go down in folklore. He needs to, or not necessarily needs to, but when he delivers, because he will deliver at some point. He will be a part of our history, and I look forward to that, man. But in terms of manager of the season this year, I definitely think it will be Iriola. But the work he's done, the team he's managed to create, the way they are seeming to pick up results, yeah, man, I think it makes sense. And obviously, he's doing it with limited funds, and he's giving serious teams problems. So I think it goes without saying, but this year definitely is Iriola for me.
Coming to you, Prince, in terms of the manager of the season, you had Arteta first. Is there a reason why that is, or do you think it's going to be another manager?
No, for me, I can't have Arsenal to win the league and not have him be manager of the season. It's just part and parcel of manager of the season for me. And I didn't realise that Areola was number one after you said, but fair enough. If that's where people were leaning, or if that's where people were leaning already, then we might as well say Glasner should be there as well. Because for me, Glasner and Areola.
Yeah, but I feel like the Palace wheels are just waiting to come off. Like, that's my honest opinion.
For me, I don't see much difference. It's just the fact that Bournemouth had better results, maybe. But yeah, for me, Arteta manager of the season. Like, if Arsenal win the league, Arteta is manager of the season. Simple as that. There's nothing more to say on that. I believe the manager of the season who wins the Prem. Standard.
Yeah, I heard that. Trades. We've had a couple names like Slot, Arteta, Areola. Is there any other managers that you think could come and surprise us, or maybe like Enzo, Thomas Frank, Howe? There's even the Sunderland manager, Labrise. Maybe even a Pep if they rejig and challenge for the title.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to start by saying that I completely agree with Prince. Like, whoever wins the league, their manager the season. It is really just as simple as that. But I did put Thomas Frank in my votes, because I just do think he'll do good things with Tottenham this season. I think we've seen glimpses of them. I think, especially if we're comparing them to last season, there's been massive improvement already, like massive improvement, not just on their league position, but the way they're actually playing football as well. Still, I said it at the beginning, they're leaking goals. I think that's still currently a little bit of an issue. They leak a few goals, but yeah, if he gets them in and around the top four, he could be in with a shout. But again, whoever wins the league, it will be them. I don't think Spurs are going to be winning the league. I highly doubt Spurs will be winning the league this season. And if they were, then Frank's manager of the season. But yeah, I'm with Prince, same thing. I voted Arsenal to win the league, so it only makes sense that Arteta gets manager of the season, and it would be rightly earned. It'll be well deserved if that was the case.
Yeah, the manager, it's always an interesting vote. You feel like they always get. It's either some years is the manager that wins the league, and then some years are like, I can't give. They have to find a way not to give it to that manager. But like, as you rightly say, it should always go. If you take your team to the top of the Premier League, what more do you need to achieve to get?
I mean, it's the most prestigious title in the country. So you know what I mean. It only makes sense that you win it. So yeah.
Moving on to our bottom three relegation picks. As a consensus, pretty much everyone had a Wolves, Burnley, Leeds in some sort of order. There was someone that's throwing Brentford or the Forest, but in general, these three was the teams that we all think it's looking doom and gloom. Now, the order it came out with was Wolves finishing bottom, Burnley in 19th, and then Leeds in 18th. Now, Wolves are the only team that I believe that have won a game so far this season. I think they've had a draw here, but they haven't won a game so far. Burnley, they've looked okay in games, but they just feel like they've run out of steam and teams just catch them, and then they just can't do much. So they're just conceding too much. Leeds, they've had a 1 win or 2 here that's been good, but then again, they seem like they haven't got enough. So Prince, do you think like these teams are just destined to go down, and there's no other teams that can really, none of them can give a fight back?
Yeah, no, if we take it back to the start of the season, of the 3 promoted sides, I think we all could agree that maybe Sunderland would be the one to cause a bit of ruffling to stay in the Prem. And I think that's showing they've managed to put some performances together to keep up there. But Burnley, for me, were always destined to go back down. I can't see it any other way. Leeds as well, on the basis that I just still don't think that Leeds are strong enough. They went and signed Calvert-Lewin to be, I don't know if he's the striker or the backup striker. He's been starting a few games recently. I just don't think it's enough. I don't think their squad is strong enough to stay in the Prem. Out of the 3 though, maybe just on history, I would like to think that maybe Wolves could get some performances together and not finish 20th. I think maybe they could finish 18th of the 3, potentially stay up. But then you're looking at teams who's going to fall in, and I can't see anyone else falling into that category. So yeah, I think Leeds probably do go down. They look shaky, but I guess as well, you're not saved on form. It's moments, right? So they could just have a moment of madness and do some stuff. But yeah, I can't see anything other than them 3.
To you, Trey, do you think there's anyone, like, I was surprised there was no one picked West Ham because of how poor they've started, but maybe because of the Nuno factor.
I think it's Nuno.
Like, people think he'll get them working. But do you think there's any clubs that could be surprised that just drop in there instead of these three?
Yeah,
They're the
Like you
obvious.
said, I was such venom, like they did something wrong.
Out of the three that have just, or other than the three that have just been mentioned, Forest, I think, are the most obvious. Like, we're talking about Ange, like, who we said took a top 6 team to 17th last season, and now he's managing a team with half the squad of Spurs, and he's already hanging around about down there anyway.
Yeah, they're 17th at the moment.
Yeah, like he has a problem. Like I said, the common denominator, they're shipping goals now. The common denominator between Spurs and Forest now, Spurs last season, Forest now, is Ange. It's the manager. So, yeah, I'm actually quite surprised Forest wasn't in that top 3 for out of the votes, to be honest. I think that's probably the most
My
obvious
special
one.
mention.
Say that again?
I think that's because no one knows how far. Even I probably didn't until I just checked now how close they actually are. I think everyone thought that they had, because Nuno had a decent start. And I think they had 1-1 drew, 1 lost one. Everyone just probably thinks they're about mid-table, so they think maybe they'll just do enough. But when you say it now, they're only 1 point off it. It might be a tough season for them, you know, if they don't get things going the right way.
I think that the only reason why probably I didn't put Forest down there is because I believe Ange will be sacked before it gets to that stage.
Potentially, yeah, that's fair.
If he's not, then I don't know what they're doing.
Will
it be too late?
You say that, but that's then 2 managers in 1 season, which actually could be worse. Do you know what I mean? It could be worse than them just keep it like so. Because now they're going to try and, you know, play towards and one manager now. He gets sacked, and then they got to change again. By then it's too late.
Yeah, it's true.
I think West Ham probably lift out of the relegation zone with some good performances potentially, and Forest drop into it. But to be honest, yeah, I just think they're the obvious pick there.
I actually strongly feel that West Ham would have stayed up with Potter anyway. I think I wasn't really on the side of the whole Potter thing, so yeah. But we can get into that at a different time. Tristan, I want to know who you had as your bottom 3. That's what I want to know.
My bottom 3: Burnley, Leeds, and who else? Wolves.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Nothing too spectacular, but I did have Notts Forest as a honourable mention. They were definitely one to keep an eye on. You know, enough said about that. I think.
Yeah, like it's gonna be interesting to see if any of them can escape. But I think we've all kind of got the gist of like the teams that are likely gonna be in and around it. You know, they're gonna be fighting. Added onto them 3, you probably got your Forest, maybe West Ham, Brentford. But I think it's all gonna be about. For me, it's about streaks. Who can go on a run that they have a good, maybe 5 to 10 games where they win half of them, draw one, like who can have that little run where they can just get themselves in enough position to be able to do all right. But let's move on to the topic that is the most decisive, the most recent bias, I feel people just trying to put names just for the sake of it. Like when anyone that watches real football will be thinking, what are these people talking about? As a group, worst signing of the season. After watching 7 games, these is who people in the chat, people in the group think is going to have the worst season out of all the new signings.
Shegs, do us the honor of telling us what was the consensus of the group, please?
What was the order?
I'm coming. I'm getting to that.
From third to first.
The group, I'm going to do third to first. I'll give some honourable shout-outs as well. So let me give you some honourable shout-outs. We had some honourable shout-outs. Garnacho, Gokares, Wissa, Frimpong, Xavi Simons. But the top 3 from who, as a group, who came third, Gittins, Sesko, and number 1, Wirtz. Now, I'm going to leave it to the floor of those in the chat. Those in the group, I'm going to leave it. Look, if anyone, I'll give it. I know Prince has a real problem with, so I'll let him go first. So why do you think by the end of the season, Wirtz is going to be the worst signing of the season?
Brother, I've said it again and I will say it now. You cannot cost the price. You cannot be that price and perform the way you perform. It's not happening. If Wirtz played for Arsenal, I can't even imagine the things that were being said right now. You're just lucky he plays for Liverpool. You cannot be signed at that price. I know you're going to tell me, but he didn't decide his price. I don't want to hear that. The price reflects the player. If he's being bought for that price, there must be something special. I have not seen special in 7 games. When we talk about Xavi Simons, who, again, probably hasn't done much, I feel like he's done more than Wirtz. So, yeah, for me, the price says it all. You can't be that cost and come and perform like this. He doesn't look physically ready for the game. He doesn't look even mentally ready for the game. I don't even think he knows his position in the team. For the last couple of games, I've seen him playing on the left at times. I don't think Slot knows what to do with him. He was brought in to be the creative player since Trent has gone. And I know you said to me, we used to apparently create from the right back. Now we're struggling to create from the cam, where the cam is meant to create, which is something I still don't understand. But you cannot come in at that price and not even have one goal or assist. Are you mad?
Not one.
Not one.
And this is do you know what, Prince? It's so mad that what you said actually. Like I've not heard like, let's say in the mainstream media, I've not heard one. And the things, I'm not sitting here saying we need to slander a guy. I'm not saying that, but I've
Absolutely
not
not.
really heard one critical thing about it. It's always time. Got to give him time. Obviously, he's come from here. It's like, but like you said, look, I mean, I've seen it. We've seen how the media and people have gone to Gokras, and he's actually put up some numbers. Like, he's at least got
Exactly.
do you know what I mean? But yeah, like the stuff that you hear about certain other players and whatnot, and in verse, we're talking like a world record transfer fee. Like world record transfer fee. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what?
After a couple seasons,
Yes.
Jack Grealish was once the record transfer fee, and after a couple seasons, you still heard people criticizing him and whatnot. After a couple seasons, we're talking like now he's just coming. He's not doing anything. Where's the criticism? I don't know, man. I agree. There's no time to be talking about time when you cost that much. You know what I mean? You can't be saying, oh, he needs time to adapt. You spend that much on a player because you know he's going to come and make an instant impact. That's why you spent that much on Isak. You spend that much on Isak because you know he's going to come in and make an instant impact, which I think he has. I genuinely think Isak has. Verts, nah, fraud watch.
Do you know what? To play devil's advocate.
Tristan,
like,
you want to go or
there's-
you want me to respond?
Just let me before you respond. I just want to play devil's advocate. Obviously, when you watch him play, you can see that there is something there to be offered. If you get what I'm saying. Sometimes it looks like he's moving a bit too fast for the rest of the squad. Like like, for example, you look at Salah. Yeah, when he first come on, he put it on a plate for Salah, and Salah didn't finish his dinner. But then there's a part of me that remembers when Pepe comes to the Premier League. Pepe come to the Premier League in the first 10 games, he had 3 goals, 1 assist, you know what I mean? And then Verts is doing whatever he's doing. So you kind of have to, you know what I mean? It is what it is. It's unfortunate.
But even with what you're saying about Pepe, look at the team that Pepe came into and look at what Verts has come into.
Yeah.
It's different from night and day.
Very good. It's different.
Verts has come into,
For
and Shegs, I know you're itching to tell us.
When
till the end of
watch
the
him with his
season,
eyes, though.
you will see. No, he must be. The TV must
I'm
be
not even
off.
saying.
No.
I'm not even gonna say wait till the end of the season because I've said that enough about UC. I'm saying if you watch football and actually just watch him play, I think the misconception with a lot of people was this guy's gonna get goals. Like he can chip in with it, but that's not his game. Like if you actually watch him, he's just his game ain't about getting goals and assists. I refer to him like he's comp. If you want to talk about what type of player he is, he's like a David Silva. Yes, they'll get you goals and assists here and there, but their thing is they're the game. Like the game goes through him. That's
hear
what
that.
he will become.
I hear that, but if that's the case, then it shouldn't have demanded that sort of fee. You don't pay that much for a player who's not going to deliver goals.
But how much did they pay for David Silva?
You've not seen the performance yet. We've not seen the performance yet. We've not seen the performance that's made us think he's worth that money. You know, it's not.
No, there isn't. I'll agree with you. There's no performance yet that's made that people think. But I'm like, if you watch the game of football and if you literally watch him, you'll go, yeah, he's not there.
Hey.
I'm not saying, oh my days, he's performing out. He's not there. But you can't watch that and go. You can't watch him for 90 minutes and go, yeah, this guy's gonna be the worst season. You're looking at stuff and you're like, okay.
This is the thing, yeah. The question is though, worst sign of the season. I'm not sitting here saying he's a bad player. I personally think Verts, from at least what I was seeing at Leverkusen, amazing player. Like if we're actually talking ability.
But he's going to be the worst signing by the end of the season. He's going to be the worst signing. When the season ends, he's going to be the worst signing.
You have to factor in how much he cost, the team that he's come into, and then the performances and what he's actually contributed. It'll be damning if you guys actually don't win the league. Hands down, worst signing of the season. Because he's not even helped you retain your.
I like that.
I'm sorry. I'm not having you tarnish David Silva like that as well. Like I don't know.
That's what he will become.
David Silva.
This is gonna be on tape, and we're gonna see it. We're gonna see it, and we're gonna go. You
Nah,
remember
so
when
wax
Prince was
now.
saying that? What can you say? Can you repeat that? You know what I'm gonna do when it comes out? I'm gonna make sure we'll get a little flashback to when you're saying all of this, and you can see.
Cool. So David Silva
A little
first season,
VAR.
yeah, 12 goals, 7 assists. 12 goals, 7 assists. David Silva first season.
Wow, is that out of this realm?
You're not.
We're 7 games in.
You're gonna compare David
We're 7
Silva with
games in.
scoring. You're mad. I don't even want to talk to you.
Hey, we're 7 games in. You're talking like it's the end of the season,
No, but you
and he hasn't got like
hold
another
on, sorry.
30 games to play.
No, sorry. You were speaking as if David Silva came and didn't perform. Every time I watch David Silva play,
I'm saying
he performed
that.
well.
I'm saying, but look at that. That's not amazing. Like, he's gonna goal assist every game. He's gonna, like I said,
Hey, hold on.
chip in with his stuff.
Wirtz is coming off double-digit goals and assists in the Bundesliga for the last.
Yeah, and then look how many there was in the previous season. But you're saying it like he still can't get that.
No, I'm just saying he's
Do you know
joined
what?
a
It's
far
not
better
even-
team, and he's got none. That's what I'm saying.
But you
But
have
when you look at the performances he's put
accumulate
in
that.
this season, he's not done anything. He's not done anything at all. You know,
He's not
But
done
you
nothing.
can
Nah,
see-
he
you
hasn't.
can
I
see
wouldn't
the-
say that, but you can see
there's
it. To
potential.
say he's gonna be
The
the boy.
potential's there, but is what is potential at the end of the day if you don't
It's
fulfill
just
it?
it hasn't clicked with the team. Like Liverpool ain't playing well. It's not like Liverpool are playing out of this world and then he's sticking up. Like as a team as well, they're not playing well. So it's not. He's gonna go. Oh, he's playing well. Like Salah's stunk it up for the first weeks.
As
So
a
if
team, they're
players,
not
if the
playing
team's
well.
not playing well,
Okay.
how's one player is not gonna be
Okay.
like just all of a sudden? Oh, we're not all playing well, but I'm playing amazing. Like the team as well is not playing well, which is also he's not playing well, but the team also isn't playing well. So
Can I even?
it's
I'm just looking at the stats here for like chances created, and he's not even in the top 20.
like-
Oh wait, no,
I'm not
he is.
surprised.
He's
I've
top
seen-
17. He's 17th.
Okay,
Like,
cool.
He's 17th,
Not
but
even,
even
what is it?
still,
What,
Runs in
Europe
front
or
of the
the
ball.
league?
He's first for runs in front of the ball, or whatever. That made up stat that Sky made, whatever it was. Some
Yeah, whoever made up
foolishness.
that stat is
Nah, man, they took the biscuit. They're making up new fucking things for him, man. They're horrible. You're not having
all kinds of
not
nonsense,
serious.
man. All kinds of
right,
nonsense.
you're not serious.
But we're talking about, chances created, and that's his role. He's literally meant to be playing that creative attacking midfielder role.
He's
and
meant to.
He's not even in the top 10. I'm seeing Rice ahead of him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
but
this is
taking it.
Rice, a
Yeah,
player
but
who they
Rice's
say
comes from
can't
corners.
who's not a progressive player and this and that. Cool. Think what you want, but
The Rice's comes from corners. He can't take that.
well,
Yeah, but
even still. But
Exactly. The way he's playing, like if you're taking a corner, of course it looks.
Yeah, but
It looks a little bit better from doing it from corners.
Rice creates
Listen,
chances
yeah.
in the game as well, not
He
just
does.
from corners.
Yes, but I'm saying his fins are enhanced when it comes to like corner, like because obviously if you score a goal, or you create, or there's a goal scoring chance that
but
comes from a
the
corner.
thing is,
Shakes
the
is
point is,
upset, man. It's okay.
the point is, let's not
lashing
look
out.
let's not look
He's
at Rice.
upset,
Let's
innit?
actually look at why is Florian Wirtz so low? Why is his number so low? We're talking about he's
because the
coming to
team is not playing well. How
But
can
you-
we do if the team is not playing well? What can you like? Bobby, as a player, you can't. I've said it. The problem is because he's not getting the ball. He's trying to come, or we're not finding him high up the pitch. He's dropping all the way to
Alright,
try and get the ball.
Shakes,
He's like,
Shakes,
I
Shakes.
need to.
Again,
I need to be on the ball.
I don't
If we
want
get
to
the
just.
ball at him in a higher position, you'll see him do more. But
Fair.
he's
I've
not
seen him in
getting.
some positions.
it's like,
Like,
I don't look. The thing is, I agree with what both of you have said. Like the stats and what you actually see on the screen, they can tell two different stories. But I'm just gonna stick on what I'm saying here. Bruno Fernandes is top at the top for chances created, but Man, you haven't looked good this season in pretty
because
much
he
all of
ain't
their
even
games.
counting corners as well.
19,
count in
bro,
corners as well.
19.
Yeah, from
Wirtz
chances
has
created.
taken some corners
looked
as well this season.
Okay, so your one that you just came up, I literally just saw that when I was looking. If you factor in set pieces, which also probably counts penalties because our penalties are set pieces, like you get the extra for your chances created.
Has
he's
Wirtz
got
not
19,
taken
but if
some
he's taken-
corners for Liverpool? I'm confused. I swear I've seen him take corners this season.
I think he's took a few, but Bruno's on literally every set piece for United.
It's fair, but
So that will obviously.
we are still talking about the team that were literally at the top of the top of the league up until last weekend.
Do you know what
I
he's
just
well, Trey?
don't think we can look. At the end of the day, if we're gonna make excuses for Wirtz, then we need to be a lot more accommodating from
Hey,
players
I'm not
in the
making
league.
excuses. I just said it's recency bias for people to think he's going to be the worst signing. Yes, he's not playing well, and he's not playing up to the level that he was bought for. But by the end of the season, if he's the worst sign of the season, I would be more.
Like I said,
I could probably put on my heart.
For
that
me,
won't be.
if
will
Liverpool
not
don't
be.
win the league, versus the worst sign of the season because he's not helped you. He's not helped you maintain your position. Essentially, you've got worse in that time. after not just
Yeah,
one record transfer
but
fee.
if that was the case,
two
it's not the
record
same
transfer
team.
fees. 2 record transfer fees. Let's get that right. We're not even just talking about one.
Yeah,
We're putting a lot of emphasis on Verts right now. We're talking 2 record
for real.
transfer fees. If you lot don't win
Yeah.
the league, you've got the worst signings of the season. Sorry, hands down.
No,
I don't
man.
really think you can. How can we deny that?
But if you also look at it, we signed 2
Recent
world-class
highlights of
players,
Chelsea.
but I think we still had a less than net spend than you because we sold half our team
So
and
that,
we lost one.
Net spend,
so that means
bro.
you
I'm
just
not
So
don't
you
trying to
have
can't-
hear
poor
it.
business all round. That means you don't just don't had poor business all round. Then fair enough. If you're
No,
gonna,
but we
cool.
had to sell. We had to sell. Like we were selling players. We did. For example, you guys you got new players in, but how many did you actually lose? Other than fodder, other than ones that weren't even playing, you still kept your team. Your starting 11 was still all basically there, except for you got rid of like Zinchenko, who else did you get? Like ones that weren't playing anyways. We actually lost like from our starting 11, we lost Trent, Diaz, Nunes/Jota. Were all lost in the transfer window. So you're trying. There's no excuses. Like I don't make excuses in terms of you need to you figure it out. But to go because we didn't win the league, unless we have a huge drop off. Like if we challenge for the league and don't win, I'll be like, cool. That's still a disappointment, but it doesn't make them the worst side. Like, it's basically a whole new team in terms of what we're playing. They still need to be better, and Verts needs to be better. It needs to be better. We need to put him in better positions, but that's
Whole new team. Oh no, we need to move it on.
Hey,
Whole new
if
team.
you check the
You're-
starting
you're-
11 that played
you're spying the same.
against what's it called? That's played some games. It's been like 8 new players.
But the spine of your team is the same, and you still dominate the ball. And when I've seen
What-
Verts with the ball, I've not seen him do anything, in my opinion.
And then you ain't
I'm
watch.
not.
You ain't
I'm
watching
not.
close
the
enough.
only
Listen,
opportunity
I've seen
I feel
Josh
like
King
at
that is
Fulham.
that
I've
Salah.
seen Josh King at Fulham do way more than Verts this season.
That's nasty. That's nasty.
Allow it.
Hey, yeah, you
Absolutely,
ain't
yeah.
getting me like you try to get Tristan. I've said my piece. I'm
This is
I'm
how you
serious, man.
know. See,
I've seen way more from it. I've seen way from him.
not for real.
Hey, we
So
had
I
our
don't
little
think-
Verts talk.
Versus not
The
even your worst
recency
signing.
bias is going, but guys, any others? If I come to you, Trey, any others that you think, look, if they don't start picking up their form, they're gonna be some stinky signings from the season. We've got Shesko that was and Gittins. I know you had Gittins top of your list.
To be fair, I think I didn't write that in order. For me, Verts is my top.
Oh,
Verts,
okay.
Verts is actually my top. Because Gittins, I'm not being funny, we're not all it. Well, me, personally, I haven't even put Chelsea in my top 4. I think Spurs pipped them to it, potentially. So there's no way Gittins could be my top worst signing of the season. Because, like, really and truly, nobody was expecting him to come in and be the next Eden Hazard or something like that. Do you know what I mean? So he definitely not my top, but I would say Sesko is a good contender. And do you know what? Thinking again, if I'm putting the same expectation on Verts, saying like, for example, if Liverpool don't win the league, then Verts is worst signing of the season, in my opinion. Like, I've got to be completely honest. Gyökeres could potentially be a bad signing for Arsenal by the end of the season, or considered one. I've said, for example, a good season for him, first season, will be like 15 goals. If he doesn't get that and we don't win the league, there's a high chance that I wouldn't be surprised if, and I wouldn't be against anyone that said, you know what, he's been a terrible signing this season because he's not helped us do what we intended for him to do. Come in, score goals and help us win the league. I didn't put him in my list, but I'm just being fair here. I'm just being fair. Like it would be valid. Absolutely valid. Sesko, if Man U don't finish top half of the table again, or don't finish top half of the table, Sesko is definitely in there for a shout. Just after the money they've spent, what was it, like 80 million, 70, 80 million in? So yeah, in the same again, it would only make sense that I could throw Gyökeres in there as well. So yeah, those are who I would put forward. To be fair,
I'm not liking that Gyökeres
Chris, you had
shout.
something to say before we move on?
I'm not liking that Gyökeres shout. So I feel like as long I don't feel like he has to have the numbers. I feel like it just has to be like if the goals have to be of importance. You know, if he wins us football matches, I feel like that's the long and short of it. But my personal worst signing of the season is Kirkes. I don't think he has it at all. He looks like a schoolboy at the
Fair.
moment, and obviously he keeps being found out. I feel like that will probably be the worst signing of the season, coming from Simicaz to Kirkes. It's not looking good, man. It's not looking good at all. Liverpool's back line
Shakes' head is hot, man. Look at him. Shakes his heart right now.
Man,
No,
I just say
I would be too. I would be
because
too.
when you watch
The
again
business been
him, I
poor.
think he's getting used wrong. I just think he's
It's
getting
a good
used wrong.
shout, to be fair. It is a good shot. He hasn't looked
He's
great.
he's a bombing
Exactly.
left. He's a bombing left back, and we're using him as to play. He can't. Like that's not his fit. You see him play for when he was at Bournemouth last season or for like Hungary. He's combination 1-2 overlapping runs. Like that's his game. That's where you get the best out of him. And then when he played against Arsenal, when you task him with defending someone, he can go do it. But when you're trying to get him to play out little cute, that's not really him. So it's just about getting him used to. And he's young. He's only he's like 21. He's got time.
21.
Can I ask a
This
question
season-
then off the back of that, please? So let me ask this then, right? We can sit here and say that the signings that have been made are slot signings, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I
Okay.
like where this is going.
So your left back
Right,
who you've signed is meant to
Good
be
question.
a bombing left back, but Slot decided that he's going to sign a bombing left back to play. Okay, cool.
So that's I said that's the manager. Manager's got to figure that out, make things right. Whatever he needs to do, he needs to figure that out.
This is what I was
in
questioning.
maybe in
Like,
future episodes. Yeah, go on, Trey.
I think we might be touching the same thing. Question: is it poor business then? Is it poor business,
go.
poor planning, poor recruitment? Because if we're saying these players that
they
you
don't do
spend
poor
good
planning.
money on,
They knew they were getting it from time. So whether he's not using him right or whether he's trying to use him, it's not working. That's for the manager to change. If
It's interesting.
maybe you
though,
had
right?
an idea in your head that you thought like sometimes a manager might get an idea because a player could do this, but you might have to go. Actually, he can't. I need to do something else. That's for a manager to figure out. But they knew who they were buying. By May, Liverpool knew every single player they wanted to buy. They had their list of players they wanted to buy. They don't go buying off whim. From early we knew they were trying to get Isak, and they stuck by that and kept going by that. And so they have the idea. The manager had his idea. Like even Wirtz, apparently they talked to him in like March, so they knew the players and they had an idea. But sometimes the idea you might want doesn't always come out on pitch, so you got to figure something new out if it's not working. That's your job.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
But Liverpool's business this summer
All
has
right.
been, in hindsight, a bit scary. Anyway, sorry, you want to move on? I'll let you move on. I reconnected.
All right. With that, yeah. With that, let's move it on. We've got 2 more topics to get through, guys, and then we'll be out of here. So if we just leave the Premier League for a little second, let's go to whilst we're on the international breaks. Let's do a little England talk. Let's see how people are feeling right now. They won the game the other night. They got the game in whether tomorrow or the next day. Are we happy, Prince? Or Tuesday they played. Are we happy with this new England, or you think there's still some missing? There's some key players still missing, like Bellingham still missing. I don't know if Trent's gonna be in there. I'm not sure if he will. But what do you think? How do you feel at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched too much of them, but I'm seeing more of the same. England playing against sort of lesser nations and just getting the job done. I think they beat Wales 3-0 the other day. Was it 3-0?
3-0.
Yeah, I mean, like, wouldn't expect
Saka.
anything less. Wouldn't expect nothing less of that. I didn't watch the game, but I did see that Tuchel came out and basically said that the fans are quite quiet or something like that. I don't know if you guys saw that. Do you see that?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, he come out and said like the support, but when you go out 3-0 in a friendly against Wales, like what do you expect? Do you know what I'm saying? Do you expect the fans to be jumping around like it's a mad one? I don't think so. But yeah, I think we've seen more or less of the same of England playing against lesser teams and dealing with them as they should. And like you said, there is a few players that have yet to be seen in the setup yet. It'd be interesting to see what he does going forward with that. Obviously, Bellingham, Pamar, even Grealish as such is someone that probably should be touching the squad at the moment. But I think one thing we can all agree on with England, they have so much talent that it is going to be tricky to leave guys out and put guys in. So, but yeah.
Yeah. Coming to you, Trey, do you like this way that he's been going about? It's like he's picking players and it's like, you done well last time, I'm just going to stick with you. Like trying to get that cohesion instead of, okay, I'll pick this person this time, I'll pick this person. It's like, no, as long as you're doing well for England, we'll keep picking you to get that cohesion going.
Yeah, no, I like that. I think one problem I had with Gareth Southgate was it seemed like he had his favourites and he'll play them. Whereas Tuchel he's playing what he thinks will get the best result by the looks of it. Obviously we saw, Elliot Anderson came into the game the other night against Wales, which is nice to see. He's a different player. Obviously it helps because it helps for Elliot Anderson, let's say, because there are injuries to Bellingham and whatnot. Other players that would slot in there. But he's trying different things, and this is the time to be trying these things in friendlies. So yeah, no, I like it personally, and I hope players are, or he is selecting his teams more on merit based on how they're playing for their clubs, because that is how it should be. Generally speaking, there are some players where it's like their chances are they're going to be in there. Your Harry Kanes, your Sakas, they're going to be in there. If they're fit, they're playing. But yeah, I definitely like him trying new things. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see what he goes with on Tuesday. I can't remember who we're playing. Is it Albania or Andorra?
Nice.
I think it's Latvia.
It's one of those. Yeah, one of those.
Woo, that's going to be a cracker of a game.
Yeah, but it'll be interesting. You'll probably go for a weaker team. Well, on paper, a weaker team. So who's it? Latvia, yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what he goes for there.
Yeah, Tris, what are your thoughts on what you've seen so far in terms of, do you think certain players have got their things stuck? Like there's no way to get at first team, or you think there's still, by the time we get to the World Cup, there's still going to be loads of changes into what the team could be?
To be honest, I feel like there's still a lot of changes that could happen at this moment in time. I hope that his team's not set. I would very much like for him to pick the best team rather than the best names. It always seems to be with England, we always get caught up in the names because obviously the talent we have is in abundance. And in order for us to win football games, we need to be able to pick the best team. And it's not always trying to fit Phil Foden, Jude Bellingham, Cole Palmer, Saka, and that business there. You just have to sometimes do what's best for the squad, and try to be, as competitive as possible while playing the right play. And I'm bored of this square pegs in round holes. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense to me anymore, man. It's just it's annoying, and we've got such a long history of doing it as well. Like we could go back to the 2000s. It's stupid, man. It's stupid. But whether we'll do it or not is a whole other ball game. But I don't know, man. The previous tournaments we've gone so far, hopefully we can go a little bit further, because obviously I don't know for you lot, but it feels like when England are doing well in international tournaments, outside is a very fun place to be. Everyone's happy, everyone's smiling. Yeah, man, the sun shines a little bit brighter. You know what I mean? It's nice, man. It's nice. So hopefully we're able to do the business, but whether that happens is a whole different ball game. But yeah, man, it's England's fun England, man.
Yeah, no, I really like, to be honest, I really like what he's doing. Like, you can see what he wants, and you can see with the players that are missing where they might fit in as well. The only thing I'm really surprised in with the way he's set up is like there's no Wharton. I just can't, I don't know how that guy,
that's crazy.
You could see, like, with the back four, he's played quite lightly. It's kind of like when they're attacking, it's like a 3-back, because Stones will move more centrally. Gray can cover the left, and then Konza will just stay, which allows Spence to go. You get your left winger to tuck in a little bit with Gordon, and then you have like basically a 3-5-2 kind of forming when you're attacking. Now, I don't know why Wharton's not. That's why I'm like, I get Anderson's a little bit like him, but it's like Wharton's just a killer. Like, you give him the ball, he's going to play it forward to someone.
Yeah,
but I can see where you can see.
Yeah. I'm a bit confused.
You can see where Rodgers played the other night. That's where Bellingham would just come fill in right there. So you can see that it's like they got abundance of talent. It's just putting it together. Like, for me personally, Palmer, great player. For me, for England, he don't need to start. Him coming off the bench,
I agree.
Great.
That's not
like, it would be great. You play Saka, but like some people be like, oh, you need to get, or even Foden. And I'm like, does he fit in right now? It's like those are players that you can go, okay, you know what? Game's got 15 minutes left, space. Let's get them on. They can create something. Like, it just gives you. So like, if you have Saka playing and then Palmer coming on, mate, that's a great. Defenders gonna be on nightmares all day. So we'll see what he does, and we'll see how they go. But I think they got things going there. But it's like you don't play no one in these things. Like, they're not playing anyone. Like, until you get to that stage, that's when you'll see whether they're actually ready or not. But moving on to our last segment of the season, I want each person on the call. I need one hot take for the season. One take that you think, that's your wild take that you think is going to happen this season. Does anyone want to start, or do you want me to put someone on the spot? Like, anyone got one that
Chelsea don't get European football?
Say that again.
Hey, look at him coming.
Chelsea don't get European football.
I guess it is.
He got problems with Chelsea for some reason.
I guess it is a hot take, so it makes sense for someone to say something like that. For me, I'm gonna say mine, and actually mine. I've been thinking about mine this whole episode, and now I've got it. Chelsea will finish above Liverpool this season. It's okay. You can laugh. And you know what? When it happens, clip that laugh. Clip that laugh of Sugar. Because I wanna have
Hey,
that play.
we could clip it. Hey, we can clip it all we want.
Clip that.
Hey, if that happens, I'll be very surprised.
If that
Hey, we
happens,
can see.
Shegs.
Trey, what you got?
No, Shegs. If that happens, I want you to wear a Chelsea shirt on that episode.
Hey,
John.
impossible. Unless you want to come away, impossible. I ain't gonna go waste my money and buy a Chelsea shirt for what?
No, I'll bring you one.
Listen, I'll be very surprised because, like I've said before, Chelsea can't. I don't think they can string games together.
So
Like, they can have highs, but they'll have lows.
Fine. So just to be clear, you're not confident to accept that, right? That bet. You're not confident.
I just don't want to wear a Chelsea shirt. Like, I'm confident to accept it. But
If you were so confident, if you were so confident, you wouldn't be wearing it anyway. If you were so confident, you wouldn't be wearing it anyway. Okay, how about this? Let me change it.
Cool.
Let me change it. No, forget the shirt because maybe that's too personal for you. That scarf has to be a Chelsea scarf in the background. Not that this
For
is
one
Anfield.
episode.
For one episode, yeah.
No, that's not
For
bad.
one episode.
No. At least couple months. Couple months.
Couple months, impossible. All right, for one episode. But what am I getting?
Name your price.
What am I getting?
Name your price.
Name my price. Now I was gonna do the shirt swap thing, but now you got to say different. So I don't know. You ain't got in the background, so I can't do that.
Shegs, you're missing the point. I'm happy with the shirt swap. You was the one that was moving like.
Yeah, let's do the shirt swap. We'll do the shirt swap. Hey,
okay,
whoever finishes above, the loser
well.
has to go wear the other team's shirt.
Virtual handshake.
We'll do a virtual handshake. Hey, I got a couple. I got the new one. I got the World Champions one. Oh, sorry, the Premier League Champions one.
Yeah,
so we can see which one you're feeling the most.
I've got the World Champions one.
Yeah, you might have got the World Champions one.
World Champions of what, bro?
The Club FIFA World Cup. What are you talking about?
All right, Trey, what you got for us? What's your hot take for this season?
You're starving for trophies. Don't be talking to me, Tristan. Sorry.
I think Man U finished top 6. They broke back into top 6. Yeah, I think they broke back into top 6. I think they'll get a nice one.
That a hot take?
Huh? Yeah, man, it's a hot take.
That is a hot take.
In 2025, that's a hot take. That's wild.
That is sadly,
wild.
Bro, finished at 16th last
season. The mighty have fallen, man.
I love it.
The mighty have fallen.
That's true.
The mighty have fallen. Nah, I think so. And yeah, well, I reckon they can get a good run at some point. And yeah, we'll see.
There's nowhere to go with mine. I'm trying to think. Like, do I even ever have a hot one that? Nah. I think Arsenal will be alright. I'm trying to think. Is there anything that I'm thinking is going to not happen this season?
I got another one. Wirtz won't score or assist more than...
Oh, my days there. Let me...
No, I'm joking, man. I don't upset Jake. He's already upset, so I don't upset him.
I'm trying to think. What's like, I got one, but I don't know if it's a hot take, but I could really see England winning the World Cup. But like, I could really see it.
Yeah.
On US soil.
If he gets the formations right, I can really see it.
It is
if he gets what I see him trying to do right, I could see it.
I'd love it.
But there's some players, though. There's some teams.
Bring it home.
On US soil.
Yeah, man, they got to do it 1 year.
I thought it was just Premier League based. I thought it was just Premier League based.
Oh, Premier League one?
In that case, Arsenal win the
treble. Okay, we're going to go
mate.
Premier League based. Let me think quick. Premier League based.
All right. I feel it.
And that's my hot take. Here we go.
Hey, if that's a hot take, Arsenal winning the trophy. We might as well go home.
Listen, if we win a treble, bro, you don't want to talk to me ever again. I promise you.
Forget treble, bro.
I'll be offline. Hey, I'll start the recording and just be mute. I'll just be black. The recording will just be on. I ain't trying to hear none of that.
It would be a long
before
day.
We can walk.
Very, very.
Tristan, let's not run before we can walk. Yeah, let's focus on getting one trophy first. Let's not do that. That's crazy.
Chill out, mate. Chill out.
You know what they say?
Dark days.
Slow at first, then all at once. You know what they say?
Oof.
Be lucky, man.
Just like that.
I think it'll be a Barcelona one day anyway.
Barcelona, no, with that kind of.
Yeah, facts.
They take it in there.
It's not easy.
Barcelona playing part of the bus. That would be great. That would be great.
Nah, they can't run that.
Well, Shakes, you got no hot take, or
that's nice.
you gonna stick with the England one?
Man, I think everything's like, it's all. Hey, the status quo will resume itself. That's all I see. I could see maybe like a Spurs or Bournemouth winning the trophy this year. Even maybe a Brighton.
Spurs.
I like that Palace won it last year. Yeah,
what trophy do you see Spurs?
I feel like another team's gonna win one of the cups. A cup like FA or Carabao Cup.
Too hot though. I don't think that's too hot.
I don't know. I think Spurs.
But I like that
Palace
won it last year. I could see
for the
another team
next
doing it again.
7 years.
They're set now.
They're set now, man.
Fucking try 20, man.
Yeah.
They're done.
Hey, is it a hot take if Arsenal win a trophy though?
Not
No.
really.
If we
Hey,
don't,
Hey, Arsenal win a trophy. Hey, you don't want to see us. Hey, I know there'll be people lining up to jump on if Arsenal win nothing.
Facts.
yeah,
Jerome
we're
will
gonna
be
have
number
to, we're
one.
gonna have to create a list. Yeah, I can't lie. I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
vet some guests. Because boy,
Sure.
how much do you hate Arsenal? We gotta know that
They'll
one.
be coming up. Hey, there'll be too many lined up.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, let's call it there, boys. Hey, let me thank Prince for joining us this evening. Trist, thank you again for joining us. And Trey, thank you for joining us. Look, that's another episode done. We'll come back to these predictions in the group chat. Maybe we'll do a half season one. We'll
Definitely.
see how that goes. Maybe, and then at the end of the season, we'll see how everyone's feeling at the end of the season. If these predictions have stuck up, if they've been way off the mark. But look, thank you for joining us for another episode. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, support wherever you can. And as always, it's not over until it's the last call. Thank you for joining us.